Hello. Last week we got this card, right? We started our journey with the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. And this is the first card. We were reminded or asked to slow down. And yesterday, my friend Marlene, Teresa, you know her, in her tarot circle, she released a video for her members. So I'm not gonna reveal whatever is in her private video, of course, because it's paid content, and I don't want to give away what she does over there. But I asked, and it was okay for me to reveal that her jar, right? She used her jar in that latest video, and what she does with her jar is that she pull prompts. She have different prompts. She pull prompts, and she tries to try to find a tarot that fit the prompts, the different prompts for the month ahead. And it's fun. You might know this because she did that in public video, so you can see it. But she did it in yesterday's video, and she pulled one of the prompts that was a deck that help you slow down, or I think it was a deck that makes you slow down. And I was like, oh my god, it was the week of slowing down for me. So that's why I asked her if it was okay if I mentioned this, because then I started to think, okay, I should find decks to slow down. And I'm not disappointed. I should have thought about this last week when I got this card, right? I should have thought about this and pull decks and make my week with those decks. But here's the thing. We're gonna move on. By the end of this video, we're gonna get to card number 2, and we'll continue our journey. But why not take this as, I will take this as taking the lesson of slowing down and keeping it with me through the journey. So, I will have those decks that help me slow down. So we're gonna see different decks for different ways to slow down. And but first, let's have a pearl of wisdom. Pearl of wisdom. So this week's pearl of wisdom is about our enemy. Be grateful to your enemies. They are your greatest masters. They teach you to face suffering, and they help you develop patience, tolerance, and compassion without asking anything in return. Well, this is a beautiful Buddhist way of thinking. I think an enemy is more than just a teacher in disguise. I don't know if I agree completely with this, but I like the idea of seeing our enemies as teachers. The danger with that is that it opens the door to, welcoming. Not welcoming, but it opens the door to be like, okay, enemy, you are my teacher, so I'm not gonna, you still have to navigate through the relationship, and you still have to be careful about your enemies. But what happened, and the enemies from the past, you cannot erase them. So I like the idea of seeing them as teachers. That's interesting. So That was the pearl of wisdom for for this week. Okay, this week, slowing down. That was the theme. And I tried. I got I got to a point where I can say that I did slow down this week. I came back to meditation. It's been a while since I was meditating, so I came back to it and I embrace it. I love it. And one thing I've never heard anyone say about meditation, I want to say it here if you're new to it. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably aren't new. But if you are, one thing that really helped me that I never heard anyone saying is go to your meditation spot, put your alarm like 15 minutes. Well, that's a lot and not a lot at the same time. So anyway, put 10 minutes if you're more comfortable with it, but let's say 15 minutes. You put your alarm so you know you're not gonna be late anywhere. Like you have 15 minutes, it's gonna ring, you're gonna stop it. And then meditate. And the thing with meditation is that it's not fighting the thoughts, is observing them and then letting them go, you know? We know that. But one thing that actually helped me is to take away the pressure of meditating. So I'm at my spot. I know I'm here for 15 minutes. The timer is out of sight. And whatever happened. Some days I just go into meditation. I listen to my breathing and it's cool and it's easy. Some days the hamster is running and it's less easy, and sometimes I don't meditate. I don't feel like I've been meditating. Sometimes I'm just thinking, and sometimes none of that happened, but I'm bored. And it's okay to be bored, like 15 minutes, like not an hour. You don't, but it's okay to feel bored and observe this this feeling of being bored. So the thing is, what I want to say, what helped me, took away the pressure, is that whatever happened. Let it go. And you can say you have meditate for 15 minutes regardless of what happened in your mind. Yes, it is good to do the effort of going back to meditation, to going back to listen to your breathing, but to me it helped me to feel less pressure. It's like a few years ago, I was big on reading challenges. And I was like, okay, this month I'm going to read 100 pages every day. And then sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And when you don't, you feel discouraged. So the way I replaced it, I reframed it for a reading challenge was, I'm going to read for half an hour or an hour. I can do an hour because I live alone, single, no children. I can do an hour in a day. But for you, it can be half an hour, it can be 15 minutes. And that's what you do, you read. But because, sometimes in 30, let's say 30 minutes. Sometimes in 30 minutes, you're going to read 100 pages. Sometimes in 30 minutes, you're going to read 10 pages. Sometimes 5, like depending on your mood, what's going on in your head, what's going on in your life. So, and it's okay because you did your time. That sounds terrible. That sounds like prison. But you know what I mean? Like you did the time you allowed yourself to read. and whatever happened at that time happened. But you were there. You were there for the activity. You were there for the habit you want to acquire. So that helped me. Again, taking away the pressure of performance. It's not the performance, it's not what you're doing, it's being there for it. And so that was helping me a lot for reading, and that's helping me a lot with meditation. So, anyway, slowing down. I got this. The one problem I have with slowing down is, and I joked about that last week, I'm a gay man, I walk fast. And I don't know why. I was on the internet last year only, I think, and a gay guy made that joke like, hey, as you can see, I'm gay, I walk fast, pick up the pace. And it made me laugh, but then I realized for the first time that, is that a gay thing, walking fast? Is that a gay thing? And where does it come from? Does it come from, well, I'm very tall, so, people often accuse me of walking fast because I'm tall and I have long legs. Long legs because I'm tall, not long legs like cuckoo, cuckoo, not that long legs. That was not as good as a movie as I wish it was. I was led to believe. But anyway, so where does it come from? Is that because we were bullied in high school, so we got the habit of walking fast? I don't know. And like I mentioned last week, I walk to go to work and I walk to come back home. And it's a 20 minutes walk, but it's a fast walk because I do walk fast. And I tried, whenever I thought about it, I tried to slow down, look around me, breathe, but it's like a habit of doing things fast. So it's, you have to remember to slow down. The other thing is at work, I am somebody who wants things to get done. Like, I am lazy at work, but I am lazy. Every one of my coworkers would disagree with this. Like, every one of my coworkers would say, no, you're not lazy. We have other coworkers that are lazy, and they are a pain in the ass. I'm not that. But what I mean by I'm lazy is that I could be paid to watch a white wall and nothing else, and it would be fine by me. Like, I would watch the wall, and that's it. So that's what I mean by I'm lazy. But if there is something to do, it needs to be done. Like, I will do it. I will work on it. Like, I want it to be done. If we have customers, they cannot wait. Like, I have to go through one and another, So if there is a task to do, I need to do it. I don't need to do it myself, but it needs to be done. And if I can help, I will. And if I can do it, if it's shorter for me to do it myself, I'll do it. I'm not very good at delegating. But anyway, the thing is, this week I tried to remember, I work in a bookstore. And unlike what people think, it's a lot of work working in the bookstore. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of receptions, unboxing, boxing, returns. There's a lot to do, even with no customers in the store. But and most people don't know that. Most people think that working in a bookstore is just walking around, putting books on shelf, and then talking about books with the customers all day long. That's not the reality. Talking about books, it's maybe 10% of my day at most. So anyway, that's not the point of this segment. It was the point was to say that I did try to remember Okay, breathe. Count. In the book here for this entry, for the slow down entry, Maud Hurst, she suggests to inhale for 6, exhale for 6, through the nose, all of it. And I was trying to remember to do that. Anytime I felt like, ooh, there's a customer, oh, something happened, ooh, something happened, we have to get it done. I tried to remember, okay, breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I started quick, but I stopped because I'm like, hey, we have time. So I tried, and I will continue to work on it. I will continue to work on slowing down. I will try to remember to slow down. But yes, it's a very good exercise. So it's a good card to have in that deck, and it's a good place to start. It's the first card. It's the first milestone in our journey, and it's good to remember to slow down. So decks now. Thanks to Marlene, I was thinking about decks to slow down, and there are 4 categories. So I'm going to show you decks that I have, but keep in mind that this is just an example. I'm sure you can find other examples for these 4 ways to slow down with your decks. So decks to slow down. The first one that came in mind is, of course, I'm gonna put it here on the side, yeah, because we're gonna get to the second card at the end of this video. So the first way I was thinking is getting decks with art that is not given, like, it's not actually. I'm gonna talk about abstract art. I love abstract art, and I love abstract decks. Abstract decks, decks with abstract art that are busy. Like, if you go abstract, I want it to be busy. I don't want to be minimalist. I do love some minimalist decks, but this is another exercise. This is another category for this specific category, which is scrying, maybe scrying. I think it's the word in English, right? You scrying through crystal ball, or I think it's crying. Now I'm doubting myself. But anyway, of course, the first that came in mind is Margaret Peterson Tarot. If you've been there at the beginning of my channel, you know how much I love this deck. And it's been a while since I didn't use it, actually, but I think it would be a good idea to take it out and look at it. So I have, this Ace of Coin is very, so pretty. So, this first way of slowing down would be to pull a card, and then, because it's abstract, you just take the time to look at the art. And then, because you know tarot, because you know the name of the card, you know what the Six of Coins means usually for you, because yes, you probably learn 1, 2, or 3 different tarot system or traditions, but with experience you get to your personal system. It ends up being one, and it's yours. It's your way to read the cards. So what the Six of Coins means. Traditionally, what it means for you. But then you look at the art, which is abstract, and you just think, okay, oh, what I see, how I feel. Does the color makes me feel things? It's very earthy, it's very yellow, brownish, orange, so it does remind me of earth, which is the element of the coins. Then six of coins, so we are past the number five, which is more trouble. This is more about exchange, balance, maybe help even. And what do I see? I see 2 feet, so they are in balance. I see 2 hands, so they are in balance. If I see feet and hands like this, that means the person is on like feet and hands on the floor. If the person is in that position, that means, well, first, that person is in balance, right? In both hands, both feet, but also they seem stable. They seem ready to, maybe even ready to race. They are hands and foot on the floor, feet on the floor. So, they or not, maybe they're not gonna race, but they are stable. They are like, they have the four the four members on the floor, like four tables, which is, it's funny because it's six of coins, but so it's beyond just the stability of the seven of the four four of coin. So we had the four, we then came to the five, which was troublesome, we had more problem, but then we arrived to the six, which is getting out of the mud, getting freed from the problem that the five represents, and having more balance, also maybe help. So maybe, maybe those feet and those hands are not from the same person. Maybe someone is helping you there. And maybe you're on your hand and someone stable on their feet are stabilizing you or are helping you. So, anyway, it's just some things that I can explore with an abstract image like this. I didn't. Oh, five of coins is right here. So, this is more troublesome, face dark, someone we don't want to see, or us. We don't want to see us in this position, I don't know. I didn't. Oh, the four of coins right here. My God, they're all here. So the four of coins. No, I did shuffle the deck. It's not. It's not unshuffled. It just happened to be very close one to another. And in this four, we have the square that remind me of the strongholds. On the four of coins of the Thoth Tarot. So, and there's the snake that is protecting a black square. So anyway, I just think it's fun to take the time. It's a good way to take your time, slow down with tarot, to just get abstract art and just see what you see. I mean, like everyone would say on TarotTube, there is no wrong answer, but it's just interesting. And everything that I've said about that specific six of coins, maybe I would pull the that exact same six of coins another day and see completely different things, because I'm not in the same position in life, or something else happened in my life and I would see something different. So that's the beauty of abstract art decks, and I really love it. I really love it. I don't have a lot because there's not a lot of decks that looks like it. There is tarot as a color, I think. I don't have that one. It's very hard to get, so I don't have it, and I don't, I'm not hunting it at all. But if you do have other ideas for abstract decks. I'm all ears. I want more. I mean, I love this one, and this one is enough. But I'm very open to get another one or other ones. So yeah. Second way to take your time is the actually using. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's reading, but reading the cards, but reading also the guidebook, which is why this is something I recommend to do with maybe oracle cards or tarot decks that have like a chunky guidebook. Oh, there is one. Oh, Gaia. Oh my God, it's right there. I forgot the title of it. Gaia Tarot. Oh, just a second. There you go. Dreams of Gaia. That comes, well, this is the pocket edition. It comes with a very small guidebook with just some key phrases and keywords. But if you buy the big edition that I no longer have, but I kept the book is very chunky and there's a lot to read. So that's a good way to slow down with your deck. It's you pull a card and then you go to the guidebook and you take the time to read and read slowly and try to, you can highlight places, sentences, quotes. You can stop reading, go journal, and then come back, read the rest. So there is a lot that you can do with a chunky guidebook like this one, Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and also Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It is a tarot, but it's a very different system than all other tarot. It's a unique system, so you kind of need the guidebook, at least at first. Also, another good idea is the oracles. And one that I would recommend is Alana Fairchild because, well, not all of her decks are like this, but most of her decks comes with a big guidebook too. And so, you have stuff to read and to reflect on. And also you can take notes, you can highlight. Most of her decks are like this. I mean, there's not just Alana Fairchild, but this is an example that comes in mind when I think about big guidebooks. So I'm gonna show a few cards. I like this one. It's really, maybe it's too Christian angel-y for some people, but I do love my angels. I do love them. And this is a deck that I haven't touched in a while. I should go back to it. Like this exercise of finding decks for slowing down really made me explore my own collection and go back to some decks that I love, but I haven't touched in a while. So that's a good idea. Like you need to have a little bit of time. Like it's not the morning card, the daily card in the morning right before you go to work. That's not it. Like it's, you're gonna pull a card and then you're gonna read the guidebook and you're gonna meditate on the card, and it's a ritual. It's not just putting a daily card. It's a ritual. Another good idea would be to have maybe a larger spread. If you have a larger spread, then it does take more time to flip the cards, reflect on their position, and all. So that would be another idea right there. And another deck with a big guidebook is, I have it in French, Le Tarot de Sagesse Animale, but it's Animal Wise by Ted Andrews. If you've been there when I received this deck, you know that I am loving this deck, and I do love the guidebook. Look at this chunky guidebook, and it's so good. I did highlight some sentences, but I didn't went through the complete, like I didn't read it cover to cover. I read it like whenever I pulled the cards, And so that's why some places are highlighted and some others are not at all. So anyway, so the guidebook is very interesting if you are into animal decks, and not everybody is, but if you are into animal decks, I really recommend this one. But it's hard to find in English though, and I wish I had it in English, because, and that brings us to the third way to slow down with decks, or decks to slow down, is the production of the deck, which is, sometimes cards are hard to shuffle. For example, this French edition of the Animal Wise is so large, and I have big hands, but this is so large, so big. Like, this is the our card. It's like it's that bigger than the Oracle card. Let's see. I have a standard. Tarot card here. This is how bigger it is. So it's really hard, even with my big hands. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's not very good. So, if there was a possibility for me to get any English edition of this deck, I would get my hands on it, because I would work with it a lot more. Because look, I have hard time getting my hands around it. And yes, I can shuffle it, but it's hard and it takes time. So that makes it perfect to slow down. So that's, I just thought that it was a funny way to think of a deck to slow down, having a deck that, maybe the card stock is so hard and robust that you cannot riffle shuffle, so you have to shuffle it like this. I used to shuffle this deck this way too. I don't think I can see. I cannot take the whole deck to shuffle it overhand. So yeah, so having, turning a negative into a positive. If the deck, if you're not able to to shuffle the deck like you would any other deck, then you have to find your way and take the time to shuffle it in other ways. Like you can maybe, like this. I don't know. There are multiple ways to shuffle it, but it takes more time. So there you go. And just to round up with this deck, what I love the way that this is mostly an oracle. I think everybody that have it would argue that they use it mostly like an oracle. You have a sentence, you have an animal, so you already have, and the guidebook gives you a lot of information about the animal, and but I love the tarot structure, and I love the fact that you can see the tarot as a layer. You can ignore it if it doesn't apply to the reading, but it's there, and most of the time it does apply. So I think it's a very smart deck. I really love it. And yes, it's not the prettiest, but I don't know. It has its charm, and I am absolutely charmed by it. Okay, so next, the other one I was thinking about is the Wild Unknown pocket archetypes, because, well, you have a guidebook if you want to read it. I personally don't use it, but I love shuffling this deck, because I shuffle it this way. And I just love it. I love the sound I love the sound of it. It sounds like the beach. And then, I can either pull a card in this. I can go fish. I can pull a card from this mess here, or I can put it all back together. And because it's a round deck, you can put it back together in a second. Look, it's done. It's done. So I can put it back together, maybe shuffle it a little bit, and then fan it like I do any other decks, and then pull my cards like I would do any other decks. But yes, because this deck is round, and because of this quality of cards, it makes it so fun and relaxing to shuffle it. And I don't do big moves here because I have a lot of decks to show you that are on my table, so I don't make big moves. But usually this table is not that busy, and so I can make bigger moves. Also, I have the tripod right in front of me. So anyway, so yes, that's a good way to slow down with your deck. Okay, and so that's the third one, right? Because we have abstract art, big guidebook to read, the manipulation of the cards, so either cards that are hard to shuffle, or that makes you cards that make you shuffle in a different way. And the last one is the journey, which is what we do here with this deck. These are decks, very special decks, that I'm called to do the journey with. So every day, in this case, once every week, so weekly, daily, maybe monthly if you want to, you take the first card and you read the text, read the guidebook, take your time, but slow down. Take your time with it, so you can take it, you can keep the card all day, maybe all week, maybe all month. But then after that you go to the next card and you do it completely again, and then you go to the next card. You can do it numerologically, like in order, or you can pull cards too. Like you can pull a card, put it in the box the next day, and then pull a new one, and go through the whole deck this way. I wish I could do that with every single one of my decks. Of course, I have too much. And to be honest, not every decks are calling me to do that, but just a very few, very important, very specific decks are calling me to do that. And the first one, of course, is the Tot. I don't know if you probably know Esther. She's here on YouTube, and every year she do the Drop 'em 78. So mid-October till the end of the year, she does it, and she encourages us to every day take a tarot deck, and every day you pull a card and you study it and you live your day within that energy. And that's a very good way to learn a new deck. Actually, she does encourage us to choose whatever deck you feel that you want to learn more about, or get more used to. And every year I do it with the Tot, personally, because I love the Tot so much, and there is so much to learn about the Tot. And every year I do it with the Tot, but with a different book. But I think this year I will go back to the Book of Thought, like the Crowley's original book. I think it's time to go back to it. And yes, I really, really like it, and I love doing that. So that's very precious. I just got, but well, I didn't just got, but I recently got this deck, the Fifth Spirit, and I love it. I really love it, and I love it so much. I feel like I could take a break from dropping 78 with the thought and do it with this one, because I don't know, I'm so drawn to it. I love the pips, I love the majors, I love the court cards, the characters. I love the way the pips are done. They're smart. This is my favorite kind of pips, you know, pips with feelings. This is my favorite kind of pips, or even pips in general pips in general that are not boring to watch. And I'm sorry for every Marseille fans. To me, look, I tried. I had many Marseille. Why? I can't speak French. I speak French. Marseille. I had many Marseille decks, and it didn't work because I just find them boring to look at. I'm sorry. If there is one Marseille that I enjoy looking at, I would be pleased to have it. But you know, those pips are so smart, so beautiful, so fun to look at. I really love this deck. And for the longest time, I didn't purchase it for the longest time because it's called the Fifth Spirit Tarot. And I thought it was, you know, there is one deck out there that has more cards. It has like a fifth suit or a sixth suit, I guess, but a fifth suit in the minors. And it's supposed to be the spirit. And I was like, no, thanks. That's not something for me. And I thought it was this one because it's called the Fifth Spirit Tarot. When I realized my mistake, I jumped on this one and I got it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I got this. Did I dream of it? Like, I know there is a tarot with a fifth suit. I didn't dream that. Like, it's real, right? Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm very attracted to this deck. But anyway, the journey, the last way of slowing down, taking one card every day or even every week. This is the first time I do it every week, actually, a weekly practice. So it takes time. It takes time to go through the entire deck, you know? So you need to be patient. You need to take your time with it. And like it or not, by the end of this journey, you will know the deck very well. And so there is just a few decks that actually called me to do it. Like I said, Thought, this one now, Fifth Spirit Tarot, but that's all for the tarot decks. The Oracle decks, of course, this one, the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. This is a very good deck, I feel, to have this practice with. My love for the Sylvankine Oracle. This is perfect. Now I shuffled it and I have used it for readings, but the first time I received it, I went through in order, every single card, one after the other, one every day, and I read the entry in the guidebook that comes with it. I've read the entry, I meditate on the card, I've learned the different the system. There is different suits, that means different things, and also I did journal on every single one of those cards. And it was so powerful and so good. I really, Really recommend it. I recommend you do it with this deck in specifically, but any decks that calls you to do it, you should. So this is a good idea. And the last one I have is the Chakra Oracle. How is it called in English? Chakra Insight Oracle by Karen Sangster. This is the old edition. It's yellow. I was so glad I could find it, but it's no longer this color. It's not, now it's like orange and marine blue, yeah, royal blue. So it's, you know, yellow is my favorite color. So I was just happy to have this edition. But any edition would do. And so the same thing. And you see, this is a deck I keep in order. I don't think I've ever shuffled this deck. Maybe I did. Yes, I did. I did try it once or twice in the last 6 years I had this deck. But this deck, I come back every other year. So every 2 years, I come back to it and I do the whole journey again. Starting with the first card. Getting every team, reading the entries in the guidebook and meditating on it. And what's good with this is if you do it in order, you have, like, you know, a whole week, because it's 49 cards, you have 1 week by chakra. So you spend the whole week focusing on your root chakra, your sacred chakra, and all that. 7 weeks, 7 chakras, 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 chakras. And I've done this 3 times, and I think the next time I'll do it, I'm gonna try something new. I think I'm gonna start with the crown chakra. I think I'm gonna do it in order, but from the last card up until the root chakra, because yeah, just to try something else, and also because I feel it's easier for me to work on the upper chakra. It's here. This is where it's stuck. So yeah, I'm gonna try something new with it. So this is another good one to do it. So that's it. That's all the decks. And remember, all the decks that I showed are suggestion ideas, but you can absolutely find. Oh my God! Do I create a tag? Oh, should I make a tag? I was not thinking about that, but let's do it. Decks to slow down. Okay, let's make it a tag. So 4 categories. I'm gonna list it in the description, so you can do it if you want to. Okay, 4 categories. 1 deck that makes you look at the art, that it makes you scry, or it makes you meditate on the art, or it makes you look at the art longer than any other decks. 1, 2, the guidebook, a deck with a big guidebook that makes you take your time with it and read the whole entry and reflect on it. 3, manipulation, so a deck that force you to shuffle it in a different way, or a deck that for some reason the manipulation or the production makes you reflect on it, like makes you find different ways to shuffle it or whatever. So you have to take your time because you don't shuffle it as you would do with any other decks. Number 4, the journey. So maybe you haven't done a journey like that. Maybe you haven't done 1 card a day for the whole deck. But if you haven't, then show me a deck that you would want to do it with. So yeah, oh my God, I wasn't thinking about creating a tag, but if you want to do it, your tag. You're tagged. You're it. You're it. So yes, I'm gonna let I'm gonna write everything in the description so you can do it if you want to. Spontaneous idea, crazy idea. Okay, I'm gonna end this video by getting to the new card. And the new card, so that was this last week cards. And the card for this upcoming week is Unraveling. Unraveling. And so in the guidebook, again, I don't want to read the entry in the guidebook, but Maud Hurst, she suggests us to be vulnerable, to really get into knowing ourselves. Writing, she have prompts. Maybe I can give this away. The prompt is my lack of blank is holding me back from, and then you journal, you do three pages, and it's like, you know, it's like I don't know if I'm gonna do that prompt, but I want to go back to the artist way. I've done this in the past. The artist way, 40 days. For 40 days, you write 3 pages every morning. And it was very helpful. It was amazing. And I want to go back to it because it really was life-changing. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it really was life-changing. I learned so much about myself doing that. So this week, I'm going to unravel and I'm going to write. I'm going to go back to this practice. That's going to be my way of unraveling. And she said, in the quote for you that I have from the guidebook is, vulnerability, I'm sorry, this was with my accent. Vulnerability, I don't know. I don't know where to put the accent, the focus. Anyway, vulnerability is power, not weakness. So being vulnerable is being powerful, not weak. The more you understand yourself, the freer you will become. And on that, I let you on those thoughts, and I see you next week. Bye.